Polkadot Open Governance has launched, and I really wanted to do this video to go through some of these proposals. Now, I'm not going to go through each one. There is one specific one that I really want to talk about here because I found so much drama in this, and it's just insane considering that there's so much in the Polkadot Treasury. It's not like the Kusama one. I can understand with the Kusama one why there was so much negativity and why Hackna was defending it till the end, and he was nuking every single person who tried to get some funding the legit way, be it through events, be it through technical updates, be it through technical proposals, maybe to create like a new tool or anything like that, right? Content creation tool, like in the case of myself, CryptoZilla, a few others as well. So yeah, looking at the Polkadot Open Gov, it's the same drama here. But before we get into the drama, I just want to point out that I'm really surprised that the team have decided to keep the conviction lockup times the same as on Kusama, which is pretty good because this was one of the problems I personally had with voting on Polkadot before in Governance 1, were the long lockup times, right? So now if you go to the vote here, for example, and you want to choose the conviction, you can see that 1x voting is locked up for 7 days, just like on Kusama, then 14 days for the 2x power. And so for 32, for 6x, it's 224 days. So, you know, this is really good in my opinion, because now this gets people to lock up for longer without worrying about, you know, not using enough conviction. So, I mean, imagine before it used to be like 6x for 890 days, if I remember correctly, which was insane, right? I mean, let's face it, who's going to be locking up their DOT for that many years just for referendum, right? Think about that. I can understand that you're thinking long term, but that was way too much. So I'm really happy to see that the team at Parity have changed that. Now we do see different proposals here. I see the one from Kryptonitas here, who has raised a proposal to fund his Spanish YouTube channel. Now he's been doing a lot of videos for a long time. I wasn't really happy with his girlfriend's proposal, which was about dubbing on Kusama quite some time ago. She was basically trying to dub the Sub-Zero event, and so I was really against that. I remember doing a video against that. It did cause a lot of chaos, let's say, in the community, especially the Spanish-speaking community. They weren't happy with my thoughts on that. But so yeah, he tried to create a proposal to get funding during Governance 1, and that got rejected because not enough council members supported that. They just thought they wouldn't see any value from it because he was asking for quite a lot of money, and the effect that he was given, like given the views and the number of likes and the engagement basically in general, wasn't that high. It was much lower than myself. It was lower than the Kusamarian, who has a little bit of a smaller channel than myself. And so it was lower than a lot of other people, but the ask was quite big. And so he got that rejected, and now he's asking for funding to get that deposit, which he had to submit as like a decision deposit that had to be submitted as part of Gov1. He's asking to get that refunded, and it looks like it is passing here for 36,295 DOT in favor and only 415 DOT against, but it is very early. I mean, he's got 6 days and 17 hours left, and funnily enough, they have decided to keep the small tipper and the big tipper decision periods the same as on Kusama. So they are 7 days, and of course if you vote with large amounts of DOT, you can speed that up and get it to end within 5 days, and then you'll no longer be able to vote. But of course it does depend on the amounts of DOT that are being voted with. So here for DOT alert, you can see that there's a lot of support here, 249,000 DOT. That is a lot, right? A lot of people are voting for that. It could just be a few whales too. There's one here which is facing quite a lot of pressure here, 30,000 against 36.2K. And so I wanted to talk about this here. So the small spenders, the medium spenders, and the big spenders, because these all take 28 days. Okay, so they are longer than on Kusama, twice as long in fact. But again, because when you vote with conviction, now the lockup is not as long, you do get a lot of action as well. So yeah, 28 days for one of these proposals. With regards to the actual funding, so if we go up here and we go to submit proposal, and we choose the track type, and if we scroll down here, you can see that for small tipper, you can get 250 DOT, which is not bad, right? About 1K. For big tipper, it's about 4K now, 4.4K or 4.5K. $1,000. A small spender is $10,000, medium spender 100,000, and big spender $1 million. So now you're going to see a lot of big tippers for the simple fact that, you know, $1,000 is quite a lot of money, right? It's about 4.5K right now, depending on what you're doing. Of course, if we're talking about like a small team wanting to build something, it wouldn't make sense to do that, right? But for like a creator like myself, I don't know, I'm still thinking if I should or not, given that I did get a lot of, pressure from the community against my proposal on Kusama. And I thought, I'm just going to step back because of the Hackna situation. But the big tipper is not that much if you think about it. And if you can supply something to the community, if you can provide something of value to the community, perhaps the community would be willing to support it. I don't know. I'm just thinking, maybe, right? I haven't thought about it yet. I'm thinking too, right? It could be something that might work out. Especially if there will be enough of you that will be willing to support me with an I vote, because I know that a lot more people that watch this channel hold DOT than they hold Kusama. Now, I am going to be selling my Kusama. I just don't see any point to hold it anymore, unfortunately. So if you had delegated your Kusama to me, please remove that delegation. I will be getting other cryptocurrencies. I'm not sure if I'm going to get more DOT. I'm still thinking about that because I do have quite a bit of DOT, but not enough. Of course, right? There's never enough. It's always nice to have more. And so, I am thinking to find ways now to sustain as a content creator and to continue to provide content. But again, I don't want to be like 100% Polkadot focused, because it doesn't really help either, right? In terms of growth, because a lot of people were criticizing me for the growth. And so, hopefully ones like big tippers, small tippers might help, in the short term, if I can get your support. So we'll see how things go from that aspect, if people would be willing to support. So yeah, that's how you do it there. As you can see, that's how much you can ask for. And so, I wanted to talk about these ones here. So as you can see, some of the parachain teams have been submitting proposals here. And one that really caught my attention, of course, we got Invarch here. We had Kilt as well, but Equilibrium. So the Equilibrium one is interesting, right? They're asking for $68,479. And they want to create a common ledger app compatible with all Polkadot and Kusama parachains. They're looking for retroactive funding for development. So they've already done the development. They just want to get funding for that now to get paid. And it looks like there was some drama. I haven't actually watched that AAG episode. I know that the AAG on the Kusamarian is now done for both Polkadot and Kusama. So I'm assuming it was on the Polkadot one. But this person here, Zondax, is saying that it's unfortunate that after the discussion they had at AAG, you didn't really follow up and provide more detail on your claims. Unfortunately, we think this proposal not only misrepresented partnerships, multiple technical aspects, and the risk it pushes over users, but also misleading, indicates that Zondax's proposal is something that someone unrelated to us posted as an opinion. As discussed during AAG, this proposal covertly pushes blind signing over the community by forking Zondax app and removing parsing and security checks. The claim of clean signing is just based on not removing some code. For the sake of clarity, we'll post a detailed article about this, and we'll invite the broader community to participate. A link to the Polkadot forum will be provided shortly. So there is a lot of drama here. It looks like they have impacted this team here, the Zondax team, and there was some attack there based on that. There are a lot of messages back and forth here with regards to this. And as you can see that Equilibrium are obviously not happy with this. I know that Equilibrium has got a lot of slack from the community some time ago as well because of how they conducted their crowd loan. So they haven't been seen as the cleanest team from that aspect, at least not the fairest team, you could argue. And so that is something to consider as well. I know that they've been doing a lot of hard work behind the scenes now to try to regain that reputation. There's so much negativity in this, and it's just a bit annoying, to see that. It's like people are so annoyed in the bear market that they just don't want to fund anything. And it's just weird because, that's what this treasury is for. It's to fund initiatives, right? If you can't fund initiatives, how do you expect an ecosystem to grow and survive, right? So if we actually look at the treasury here, how is it even doing, right? There's so much in it, right? $45.9 million. Okay, so that is a lot of DOT that's in here. So the question is, why are people so salty about everything here? It just doesn't make sense to me, right? I think that people should be seeing this as, I can understand that there are worries now that because the Kusama treasury was almost spent, that they're worried that now maybe the Polkadot treasury is going to get spent. But there's so much to go, right? 45 million, of course. It gets burned as well, right? Look at the burns. The burns are insane here. 460,000 DOT gets burned. 78,761 DOT was approved, so only a bit more than what the burn is, right? So it just shows you here that not that much gets approved, at least not right now. So people are very concerned. They do know that there is a possibility that the hack now of Kusama could be taking part on Polkadot very soon. Should the treasury get to a certain amount where it's a concern, it gets into the danger zone like the one on Kusama did, and so you can expect Hakna to jump in here and to take action. But for now, I think we're in a safe spot. I think there's still so much room to grow. I don't think anyone should be worried, but people are salty right now. It is the bear market. I can understand that. So we'll see how things go. So yeah, I just wanted to do this video and just show you here that there is a lot of drama even on Polkadot. It's the same in the Cosmos ecosystem as well. Over there, it's even harder to get funding than it is on Polkadot and Kusama. So I guess, Polkadot and Kusama are still winning in that aspect, as in the community is still more accepting of people getting funding than the Cosmos community are of people getting funding, because they're so worried that the price is going to go down for the Atom coin. Whereas for the Dot coin, people are not as worried maybe. So I don't know. But yeah, this is the situation. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.